Okay, welcome to another live workout, guys. We're doing the heavy weights workout today. Kettlebells or dumbbells will be fine. You might find for some of it, dumbbells are a little bit more appropriate, but I'll show you your options for the kettlebells, no problem. It's mostly going to be upper body for the workout. And if you have a variety of weights, have them handy, because just the nature of what we're going to be doing with them, there's going to be some things where you'll probably want to go a little bit lighter, and then other things where you'll be able to go quite a bit heavier. So if you have your options available, then bring them out. Let's get started with a little bit of a warm-up. So we're starting with some jumping jacks here on the spot. We'll warm up for about 3 minutes, and then we'll get the weights out. About another 10 jumping jacks here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, we're going to go into a knee get up. So left knee is going to go on the floor. Right knee will go on the floor. Left foot up, right foot up, and repeat. We're going to do 4 of these per side. And we have a fair amount of these, in our workout today. So just once you get comfortable with this movement pattern first, make sure the toes are always pointing straight forward. All right, switch the leg that we're going down on. So right knee down, left knee down, right foot up, and left foot up. We got 4 on this side. When we do in the workout, we will be holding on to weights, however, so it'll be a little more challenging when we get there. All right, from there, we're just going to hinge forward and get the hands towards the floor. Walk the hands out. Knees to the floor. We're going to do a bird dog here. We don't do these very often. Opposite leg and arm are going to reach out. Try not to just reach up to the ceiling, but out to the sides. So the wall in front of you with the hand and the wall behind you with the heel. Replace those limbs. We're off to the other side. Keep the shoulders square. Keep the pelvis square. First side again. After this rep, we're going to talk about how to make these a little more challenging for your balance, should you decide to make it more challenging. All right, if you find that easy, then I want you to bring your hands together and your knees and feet together. So we're on a narrower base of support. And we're going to go again. Keep looking at the floor. Try not to look straight up if you can. Second side. Reset. If that's still easy, you're going to close your eyes. And here we go again. Keeping the narrow base. Eyes closed. Extending the limbs. Other side. We got one more optional progression for those that are still keeping their balance. All right, bring it all down. Final progression on these is you're going to take your toes, which are most likely giving you a fair amount of balance right now, even though you may not recognize it. We're going to lift the toes up off the ground. So now only my knees and my hands are touching. Here we go again. Eyes open or eyes closed. But without the toes, you're going to notice a big difference. And switch sides. Nice little stability or balance-based exercise here without too much effort. All right, bring it back in. Okay, back to a standing position. We're just going to do a couple upper body warm-up movements. So arm circles to begin. Again, we have a fair amount of upper body work today and a decent amount of overhead stuff. So we're just going to really warm up the arms and the shoulders. All right, other direction, please. Just turn it around. We will have 4 rounds to get through, and each round is going to be characterized by the arm holding holding the weight in a different position while the other arm is doing a bunch of work, and then we'll switch sides. All right, grab your fingers, interlock your fingers together, and wrist circles. This will be the last thing that we'll warm up, so feel free to work on these or do any other warm-up based movements that you feel would be appropriate before you get into your work. I'm going to start going over the workout. Okay, so we're always going to be using 2 weights. If you only have 1 kettlebell or 1 dumbbell that's appropriate weight, that's fine. Then just go with the 1 and do the dynamic part of the movement and ignore the isometric or static part. So for the first round, my left arm is going to hold the weight just straight up overhead. This is an overhead position or a waiter hold or a waiter carry. I'm just going to keep it up there the whole time. My working arm is going to do a bicep curl, overhead press, and then optional tricep extension. It's optional because if you only have a kettlebell, that's going to be a bit awkward. And if you only have heavy weights, then you might not be able to go through that movement very easily. So if you have kettlebells or heavy weights, then you'll just do a bicep curl, overhead press, come back down and repeat. Everything is going to be 45 seconds today. So I'm going to do this movement for 45 seconds. From there, I'm going to go into a knee get up. So the arm that was just moving around, I can have it by the side, I can have it at the shoulder, or meet the other arm. My left arm will stay up. I'm going to go down on one knee, down, up, up. And I'm going to just keep going on that same side for 45 seconds. Once I get through there, then I'm going to be switching arms. So if I'm using different weights, which you most likely will depending on the round, then just switch arms so you have the same weight overhead, and then we're going to do our bicep curl overhead press on the other arm. 45 seconds, and then knee get-ups, 45 seconds. Once we've done both of those exercises for both sides, then we're going to go into a 3-point row. So the 3-point row, you can use a couch or a table or a counter if you'd like. You could also just use one of your weights. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to place one hand on top of my dumbbell, and my other arm is going to go through a bent over row for 45 seconds. And then I'm going to switch off to the other side for 45. The last exercise in the round, I'm lying down on my back. Weights overhead. I'm going to bring my torso into a crunch. So I'm getting my upper back off the floor here slightly, and then I'm dropping the weight back and coming back up. I can hang out back here if my weight's a little bit lighter. If it's heavier, I'm going to need to come up for that rest in between my reps. That's 45 seconds, and that's the end of the round. Every round after that remains the same. The only difference is where I hold the weight in my non-working arm. So the first round was overhead. The second round, we're going to hold it in a rack position, just at the shoulder. I'm stronger here, so I'm going to carry a heavier weight if I have that option. Our third position is going to be an isometric bicep curl. So I'm going to hold the weight here for a minute and a half as I do, my other arm does the work. This will not be as strong as the first two, so go to a lighter weight if you can. And then our last round will be the strongest position of all, and that will just be a farmer carry. So I'm just holding the weight down by the side. If you've got monster kettlebells or monster dumbbells at home, this is where you want to use those for the farmer carry. And this is going to work the grip if the weight's heavy enough. If you don't have anything heavier than like 15, 20 pounds, then I would encourage you to maybe skip this one and repeat one of those first 3 rounds, whichever one you want to do. But I'll remind you of that when we get there. So that's a synopsis of the entire workout ahead of time, so you kind of know what we're getting into. And now you can see why I recommend we have different weight loads, because we're doing a lot of different movements and we want to challenge ourselves appropriately. I will show kettlebell options. Actually, I'll start with the kettlebells because I demoed everything with the dumbbells, so you know how to use those now. Let me just get those in position. All right. And if it looks like I'm kind of moving around a bit like a robot today, I'm a little stiff from moving some equipment the other day, but I think we'll be fine getting through today's workout. All right, so we got 45 seconds. We have one weight overhead, kettlebell or dumbbell. Other arm is doing curl, press, optional tricep extension. All right, so here we go. I'm going to get my heavier kettlebell overhead, and I'm going to do my bicep curl, overhead press. Now with the kettlebell, I can do the tricep extension behind me. It's a little more awkward, but feel free to give it a go if you would like. So the one arm is going to keep working on those 2 or 3 movements, and my non-working arm is staying up overhead, holding the kettlebell or the dumbbell if you got dumbbells. If you only have one kettlebell and a few dumbbells, feel free to mix it up. You can use dumbbells and kettlebells together. All right. So pick your position on your on the weight you were just moving. You can hold it high, medium, or low. I'm going to hold it medium, and we have knee get-ups. So right knee goes down to the floor, left knee down, right foot up, left foot up. If you started with the other foot, don't worry. You can do either leg on this movement. Just make sure when you switch arms that you're switching legs when you get to the knee get-ups. So I'm leaning on my right and I'm working on my right. When I switch, I'll be working my left arm and I'll lead with my left leg. Easy for me to remember. Whew. And you may find that that arm up in the air gets more tired than the working arm because it's holding that position for literally 1.5 minutes. All right, switch sides. Quick transitions here. Only 5 seconds in between exercises. So now my left arm is going through those movements. I think I'm gonna have to skip that tricep press because that arm is already tired from holding the kettlebell up for 90 seconds. So I'm just gonna go through my bicep curl and overhead press. Other arm is straight up in the air. Try to think of a nice strong wrist on that top arm. You might not be able to see it in the camera there, but try not to let the wrist bend backwards. So think of punching your knuckles up to the ceiling. All right. Going into the knee get-ups, I'm going down with my left knee here. And then up with the left foot. Left knee down, right knee down, left foot up, right foot up. At the end of this 45 seconds, then we're going into those 3-point rows. "15 seconds. "10 seconds, almost there. 3, 2, and 1. All right, 3-point row. I'll stay with the kettlebells here. Again, hand on the counter, couch, whatever surface you have, or on top of your weight load. So I have my right hand stabilizing my body on the one kettlebell as my left arm rows up and down on the other side. Couple things to keep in mind on the rows. We don't want the shoulder hiking up in the ear. Think of pulling your elbow back into your back pocket and then back down. A little bit of a pause at the top of the movement if you can. Try to avoid the hike and drop. We want to work the muscle through the full range and control it. All right, switching sides. Notice the spine position. So I'm sticking my butt out, which allows me to keep or maintain a neutral spine position. So try not to do this with a rounded back. Going up and down. Pay attention to the challenge. If you feel like you can get through the full 45 seconds without much effort, then the next round through, grab a heavier weight. On the bell here, in 10 seconds, we're gonna lie down on the floor. We have those crunch pullovers to do. It's the last 45 seconds of round 1. All right, lie down. I have kettlebells here, so I'm gonna actually grab the kettlebell upside down, bottoms up here. Makes it a little bit more comfortable. Get in the crunch position, bring the weight back, and then back over top of your shoulders or face. Now, if my weight's really heavy or I'm getting tired, I'm probably gonna start bending my elbows to shorten the lever. That's a way to make it easier. That's okay. If I want to challenge myself, or if I have a lighter weight, then I'm really gonna try and keep the arms long to extend the lever out wide, and that will create more torque at my shoulder and down my spine, which my muscles will have to resist, creating more work in the abs, the lats, and the triceps. All right, so that is round one. Grab some water, we got a minute here. For round two, it's all the same. As I mentioned before, the only difference is instead of holding our weight up overhead, we're gonna hold it in this rack position. So if you have a kettlebell, just a quick little note on hand positioning. You can hold it however you'd like, but you might find it more comfortable if you grab the corner of the kettlebell horn or handle and have the arm come across the center gap. Place the hand up at the chest, hold the kettlebell right and close to the arm and the chest. You may find that is your more comfortable position. It'll put less pressure on the wrist than if you have the arm going straight up and down the kettlebell face. All right, so let's get started again. I'm gonna go back to my right side, just so I remember my sides. Left arm has the kettlebell at the chest in the rack position. Other side is going back to the bicep curl, overhead press. Change your weight load as you need. You guys keep going. I'm gonna go back to dumbbells here. Just switch up what I'm demonstrating for you guys. So dumbbells, rack position. There's lots of ways to hold it. Try this one out. One end of the dumbbell resting on the shoulder, wrist neutral, elbow up for support. And then the other arm is gonna go through its curl, press, and tricep extension if you'd like. All right, switching sides. Switching weights if you have different weight loads. I got two of the same dumbbell here, so I'm just gonna keep going. On that tricep extension, really try to keep the elbow from flaring out or dropping. If you have the elbow out to the side, maybe you got tight lats or something like that, that's fine. You're still gonna work the tricep, but if your elbow is dropping down, then we start to really get the shoulder or the deltoid muscles in a lot more. So at the very least, try to keep the elbow high, whether it's a bit flared out or not flared out. Do what feels better for your body, less stress on joints, and more work in the muscle. All right, oh, I switched sides too early. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. We were supposed to do those knee get-ups, guys. That's all right, just a little switch up in terms of what we're doing. So we're gonna do our knee get-ups on both sides now. That's the beauty of the live workout. Get all kinds of curveballs. And sometimes you guys catch them before I do. Sometimes you catch them and I don't even catch them. So if you did your knee get-ups already on the first side, good for you. You're paying more attention to the workout than I am. Wondering why it was a little easy to switch that soon. All right, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna switch and do my knee get-ups on the other side. And if you followed the actual program, then you'll also be on knee get-ups. So we should be back together now. I shouldn't make that mistake in rounds 3 and 4. But you never know. I should have made that mistake in round 3 because the bicep curl is gonna be tough. All right, we've got 10 seconds and then we're transitioning down to the 3-point row. I'll demonstrate it with dumbbells this time. All right, so I'm gonna have dumbbell facing up. Placing the hand on top of that dumbbell. Just make sure you're stable there. Now these dumbbells have a very wide surface area, so if you have like the little rubber hex dumbbells, that may not be the safest option. Please put your hand on a couch or a stair or something else that's not going to roll over on you as you're placing some of your body weight on top of it. Keep rolling the elbow into the back pocket. We want to think of pulling with our lats or the back muscles, not our neck muscles and traps. Yes, you're going to feel your biceps and triceps working. Triceps at the shoulder, biceps at the elbow. I should be careful when I say that two opposing muscle groups are working in the same exercise, because they don't generally. But in compound movements where there's multiple joints moving, then oftentimes opposing muscles work at those two opposing joints or two successive joints. But anyway, so hopefully you switch sides there. I don't know if I actually cued that switch, but you probably saw it in the video. I have switched over to my second side on the 3-point row. And we've got about 5 seconds to go. We're going to be hitting the floor after this. All right, crunch pullovers. Let's get down on the floor. Weights overhead. Crunch it up and start your pullover. So with the dumbbell, I'm just holding the dumbbell upright, and I've got my thumbs wrapped around the handle. The dumbbell head is sitting in the palms of my hand. But you could also just hold it on either side of the dumbbell. That is fine too. Find what works for you, guys. It's fitness. Fitness should feel good and be fun and work for you. If it's not painful and it's helping you accomplish your goals, then that's what we're after. Don't worry if you look like me, or you look like somebody else, or you don't look like somebody else. There's lots of ways to do this stuff. Okay, that's round 2. Beautiful. So we got 2 more rounds. The next round I'm anticipating is going to be one of the harder ones, if your weight's appropriate, and that's going to be our isometric curl. So holding one weight, kettlebell or dumbbell. Dumbbell would be more comfortable on this one. It's up to you. And you're just going to hold it out with the elbow at 90 degrees. Try not to pull the elbow behind you. You're going to keep the elbow by the side so the weight's out in front the whole time. Same thing, curl overhead press. And I won't forget to do the knee get-ups on that same side before we switch over. I won't make that mistake again. All right. I'm going to do 1 kettlebell and 1 dumbbell. Just to switch it up a little bit here. So left arm, isometric curl. Right side is going through my curl, press, and then back down. Hopefully you guys are finding appropriate weights for the workout. Since we're repeating the movements over again, you should have an opportunity to change it up as you need. Don't forget the tricep press if you can. And watch this curling arm. The isometric arm is going to have a tendency to want to start doing this, either come up or start to drop. Try to fight for that 90-degree or parallel position, because that will be the hardest position to hold it, and that's what we want to find, are those positions where we challenge the body. All right, don't move that left arm. We're going to knee get-ups. Right knee down, right leg up, left leg up. I didn't forget this time. Thank goodness. It's a little tougher on that left arm now. It's been holding that weight up for over a minute. Ten more seconds and then we can switch sides. 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides. All right. Right arm, isometric curl. Left side, dynamic curl to press. So if you did the workout that we posted this morning, I think that was workout 44, or this workout 45. They're going to be marked as easier intensity. They're not very dynamic exercises or workouts. A little boring. I apologize for that. I just wasn't too sure how the body was going to hold up, but it's feeling good. So when I get back to it on, I think our next one's going to be Sunday from here. We'll get back to some fun workouts, guys. All right, let's go back to those knee get-ups. Left knee down, right knee down, left foot up, right foot up. All right, your right arm's probably starting to get tired from the bicep work, so just keep a check on it. Make sure the elbow's not sliding backwards. Make sure the weight's not going up or down. "15 seconds, and then we go to our 3-point row. Challenge your weight load if you can. Try to move it up. 3, 2, and 1. All right, 3-point row. Here we go. I feel like the mic's picking up my breathing a lot today. All right. Those of you that want an extra challenge, for the last 15 seconds here, just gonna hold it at the top. Keep pulling the elbow up to the back pocket. Three, 2, 1. Good, switch sides. Here we go. We'll do the same thing on this side. Last 15 we'll hold. We're on the floor after this. Try to get the elbow to extend at the bottom, so straight elbow at the bottom before you come back up. Get ready for your hold in 3, 2, 1. Hold it up, 15 seconds left. Don't let the elbow drop. Keep rowing it up. Pull through the back. 2, 1. Done. All right, on the floor. Crunch pullovers. Get that crunch position first, drawing the low back down to the floor. And pullovers. I don't know if I can see the timer from here. If I can, I'll let you know when there's 15 seconds left. And we'll try to hold the weight at this bottom position over here and see if we can do it for 15. Oh, I think we're there. Let's drop and hold. I'll let you know when I hear the beep. Keep the crunch. Try not to let the whole back come down to the floor. That's it. All right, 3 down, 1 more. Okay, if you have a heavy weight, grab your heavy weight. If you can hold on to 2 weights with one hand, grab onto 2. It's our farmer carry. So we're holding the weight down by the side as the other arm does the work. We're starting up here in 30 seconds. Quick drink of water. This is our last round, my friends. Thanks so much for joining and watching and liking and all that stuff. Okay. This might be the first video that has our intro video on it, if everything goes according to plan. So That's kind of exciting. And this should be a nicer quality video as well. If it's not, then that means things did not go as planned. All right, here we go. Curl and press. The other arm is just staying straight down by the side. If you want more work out of that lower arm, think of crushing the dumbbell or the kettlebell handle in between your fingers. So squeeze your grip as hard as you can. It's like one of those grip tests, or when you shake the hand of somebody you don't like, you want to make them wince. That's what we want you to do for a full minute and a half before we switch sides. See how tired you can get your grip on that lower arm. That's not the working arm. It might be working even more than your arm that's curling if you're squeezing hard. All right, keep the squeeze going. We've got our knee get-ups. Here we go. If you have a really heavy weight, your body's probably gonna try and do this and lean away from the weight. And that's a way for your body to avoid having to stabilize the body upright by using the obliques to stabilize. Instead, it just leans over, takes some of the work off of the core muscles. Of course, we don't wanna let the body find a way to cheat, so I want you to try and stay as upright as you can. If you're really heavy, you're probably gonna have to lean a little bit just so you don't fall over, but try to avoid relying on the lean if you can. 3, 2, 1, switch your sides. Here we go. All right, hopefully that grip or forearm got nice and tired over that last 90 seconds. Now it's your other side's turn to get the squeeze on. Staying tall all the way down on the curl. Full extension at the top. I haven't been doing those tricep extensions. I hope you have, if you can. I honestly just forgot about them this last round. All right, we got our knee get-ups. Here we go. Left knee down. If you've been really observant, then you might be writing a comment in the video about how I've done the same leg for these knee get-ups for 2 rounds now. I haven't switched over. If you notice that, very good observation. It's because that movement has been bugging me a little bit. So I don't want to aggravate anything. So I'm just going to stay on the one side. Hopefully you've been switching though. 3, 2, and 1. All right, 3-point rows. Here we go. Last time on the rows. You keep going. Just gonna adjust my glasses. We're gonna do something a little bit different on the end of this round. The last 15 seconds again. If your weight's not really heavy, then I want you to actually intentionally go faster. Don't go crazy and lose control, or we're just gonna go maybe 30% faster than your normal pace. And just see how that feels when you move away from your body's typical pace. Here we go. Let's go. I talked too much. We missed our 15-second count. That's okay. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides. We'll get it on this side. I'm super wide on my stance. I just noticed that in the mirror. Normally I'd be more in this range here, but today I gotta go wide, guys. So don't feel you have to be in this like sumo position. In fact, I'd recommend you don't. Not because of safety, but just it's less work on the muscles than if you hold more of a squat position. All right, let's go fast if you want. If your weight's fairly heavy, just keep it controlled and slow. 4, 3, 2, and time. On the back, guys. Crunch pullovers. Last ones. We're not going to do these ones fast. We'll go back to the isometric hold overhead, but maybe we'll go for the last 20 seconds instead of 15. All right, here we go. Drop it down and hold. Fight for that crunch position. Almost there. That's it. Come on down. All right. Whew. Wow. I haven't been that scared to do a workout. Well, actually, that only burpees workout from last week, that one scared me a little bit before we got into it. But I wasn't too sure how everything was going to go today, but it actually worked out quite well. Only a bit of issues with the push-ups in workout number 1, and then a bit of issues with that knee get-up in today's or this workout here. So overall, I would say that would be a successful day for me. I'm not on tomorrow. Sunday, I'll be back with a surprise workout. If I'm feeling up to it, we'll probably do a kettlebell flow because I missed that this week. Otherwise, we'll be doing something different. You'll just have to come check it out and see what it is. And then Monday, we're going to be, what do we got Monday? Monday evening, I should have, I think, our workout. I don't know, I got to double check the schedule again. It's all changed, so check online for the schedule if you need to. But definitely by Monday, we'll be back at it, and we'll be back to having our fun, dynamic workouts and not these kind of static, walk around, do the same 5 exercises over and over again workouts. So hopefully you put up with it for one day. That's all I ask. Okay, guys, have a great weekend, and we'll see you very soon. Take care.